Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
Alhamdulillah. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Verily the praise, the thanks is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We render that to Him, we laud Him, we seek His help and His forgiveness. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ شُرُورِ أَنفُسِنَا وَمِنْ سَيِّئَاتِ أَعْمَالِنَا. We seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the evil within us and the evil consequences of our deeds. مَنْ يَهْدِ اللَّهُ فَلَا مُضِلَّ لَهُ وَمَنْ يُضْلِلْ فَلَا هَادِيَ لَهُ. Whomsoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided to Islam, know that they're guided to the Haqq, they're guided to the truth, and whomsoever He subhanahu wa ta'ala allows to stray, know that there's no guidance for him. And we look at the story of the best da'i this world has ever known, Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and his uncle who protected him, who shielded him, who supported him, but yet still on his deathbed, when the Prophet ﷺ came to him and said, "Oh, my uncle, yeah, I'm me. Accept Islam so I can make intercession for you." And he didn't do it. So if the best da'i that this world has ever known could not bring his uncle to Islam, know for certainty and surety that guidance comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only. Only. The sister can accept Islam because she wants to be with the brother. The brother can accept Islam because he wants to be with the girl. Whatever the case may be. True hidayah comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah only. So مَن يَهْدِ اللَّهُ فَلَا مُضِلَّ لَهُ وَمَن يُضْلِلْ فَلَا هَادِيَ لَهُ. Whomsoever Allah guides to the truth, verily He's guided aright. And whomsoever He subhanahu wa ta'ala through His perfect qadr, we say qadr Allahi ma sha'a fa'ala. It's Allah's decree, and He subhanahu wa ta'ala does as He pleases. Not as we please, but as He pleases. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. I witness openly that there's none worthy of worship in truth except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing and no one worthy of our glorification, our praise, our loyalty, our trust, our unconditional obedience and love except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I witness openly that Muhammad ibn Abdullah, ibn Abdul Muttalib, ibn Hashim, the Qurashi, he's Khatam al-Nabiyyin. He's the seal, the finality of the Anbiya and the Mursaleen. He's Sadiq al-Masduq, the most truthful of the truthful ones. He's Allah's mercy to the world. He's Rahmatullah lil-Alameen, to all the world, the mankind, the jinn, everything. Everything in creation, from the heavens and earth and all in between, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a mercy to all of that. Everything that we can conceive and everything we can't conceive. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Rabbil Alameen. The worlds we know and the worlds we don't know. You know, it's funny, you go on the internet sometimes, they say a new plant was discovered. A new species of fish was discovered. SubhanAllah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of all that. All that. Allah says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. O people of Iman, have taqwa of Allah, fear Allah, as He should be feared. And don't die unless we die in submission to Him in Islam. And then He says, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. O people, O mankind, have taqwa of Allah, who created you from one soul, Adam, and from his mate, Hawa, and from them both spread countless men and women. Fear Allah, to whom we ask things for, and don't sever the ties of kinship, the blood ties. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from above his throne, from above his arsh, he's a Rasheedah, he's a watcher over us all. And then he says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. O people of Iman, have taqwa of Allah, fear him, obey him, shield yourselves, shield ourselves from his displeasure, from his disobedience, and always speak a truthful word. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make right our deeds and forgive us our faults and our sins, and whomsoever obeys Allah and his messenger has indeed achieved the greatest of successes. And بعد as to what follows. فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله سبحانه. Verily, the most truthful discourse is the book of Allah. وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. And the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad. The best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad. Not the guidance, not the ideology, the methodology of anything else. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has exalted the sunnah of Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he debates anything that goes against it. The sunnah, Islam, and the sunnah of Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has exalted it. He's raised it up, and anything that goes against it, he's debased and pushed it down. Know this, love this, live this, teach this, and adhere to this. All of us. And my words firstly hit my ears. This is admonition and nasiha to myself. And I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you may receive the same from these words of mine. Ameen. So the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad. The best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad. And the most evil thing that's come into this affair of ours are newly invented matters. وَكُلُّ مُخْتَفَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ. Every newly invented matter is a bid'ah, innovation. وَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. And every bid'ah, every innovation is a dalala, going astray. وَكُلُّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. And every going astray, and the practitioners of it are in hell's fire. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us away from bid'ah. We ask him to keep us away from innovation. We ask him to keep us away from the people who say that Islam should be modernized. It should be updated. You know, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us firm against that type of statement. I mean, I'd like to read some of the beautiful ayat of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First of all, we're going to start with Surah Al-Ankabut, the spider. And this is a very, very, very beautiful surah, as all the surah in the Quran are. Very, very beautiful. And Allah says, Ba'a'udhu billahi as-sami al-alim min ash-shaytan ar-rajim. He says, Alif Lam Mim. أَحَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا. Do people think they would be left to say we believe? وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ. And they'll not be tested. Allah says, وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ فَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. Allah says, but certainly we tried those before them, and Allah will make evident, He will make known, He will make it known who are truthful, and He will surely make evident the liars, the people who come. Now, I ran to many ayat in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but I wanted to speak about something. Do we think we will not be tested on saying we believe? And it's unfortunate, but in this day and time, one of the biggest tests on the Muslims are the Muslims. We're some of the biggest fitna on each other. We're some of the biggest tests on each other. Simply because the people feel, many of them, as I said earlier, Islam needs to be rebooted. Islam needs to be modernized. Islam needs to be reinterpreted. They even, some of the people, have something they call New Islam. What is New Islam? There's Islam and there's Bid'ah. That's all it is, Islam and Bid'ah. But the people feel that, for instance, it was just reported that some people that got together in LA and they have an Islamic center for women only. Okay, for women. They have Jumua there also. So now, if it's an Islamic center just for women, if it's gender segregated, then who's going to do the khutbah? The sisters. A couple years ago, a sister by the name of Amina McLeod gave a khutbah in New York City in a mixed audience, men and women. Men and women. So we have a new interpretation. The people have put forth a new interpretation of this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This beautiful, pristine deen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, they put forth something new. And Allah says in His Quran, وَمَنْ يَشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولَ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ نُوَلِّهِ مَا تَوَلَّى وَنُصْلِهِ جَهَنَّمَ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا. Whoever is in shiqaq, opposition, contradiction with the messenger, after guidance, the guidance has been made clear to them, and they persist in following a way other than believers. Allah says, we will leave them in that way which they have chosen, and toss them into hell's fire. And what a hapless, wretched, painful journey's end that is. This beautiful deen, this beautiful ideology, this beautiful methodology, this beautiful lifestyle about Islam, we know about the attacks from outside of Islam, but we have to be very, very conscious and cognizant of the people within Islam who put the aql over the nusus. They try to put their intelligence over the revealed text, over what's been established from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his Sahaba, the Tabi'een, the Tabi'een, and those who follow them in goodness until Allah's command will come about. And this is very, very, very disturbing, how people have come up and just play with this thing. Allah says, وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. He said, don't mix truth with falsehood. Don't mix truth with false or conceal the truth when you know it. Listen, brothers and sisters, we can't love Islam and kufr at the same thing. We can't love Tawheed and Shirk. Allah says, وَمَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِرَجُلٍ مِّنْ قَلْبِهِ فِي جَوْفِهِ مَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِرَجُلٍ مِّنْ قَلْبَيْنِ فِي جَوْفِهِ. Alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not put two hearts in any one chest. He's not put two hearts in any one chest. We can't love Islam and kufr. We can't love Tawheed and Shirk. We can't love what's right and what's wrong. We gotta love one or the other. We have to give ourselves to one or the other. We can't give ourselves to both. And He subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in His blessed words, there's not two hearts in any one chest. We can't be over here and over there at the same time. It won't work. It won't work. Lines are being drawn. The Prophet ﷺ drew a line with his hand. He said, Hada sabilillah. And to the right and to the left, in one narration, the lines were squiggly and curly. He said, Wahada subul shaitan. And these are lines of shaitan. These are the paths of shaitan. And he said at the head of them, there's a shaitan calling to them, giving dawah to this way. Shaitan would rather us still keep the label of Muslim and Islam and put all kind of stuff in our deen, and it not be pure Islam, than to just, say there's no Islam. Because this way, we have the opportunity to mislead people. And this is what people are doing. Some people even say that the Christians and Jews are guided. I've heard this. I said, actually, well, what about Surah 3, Ayat 19, when it said, in the deen under Allah is Islam, the only deen acceptable to Allah is Islam. Or 85, when it says, you come to Allah with anything other than Islam, will never be accepted. In the hereafter, you'll be of the khasirin, the losers. You'll be of those who have been cheated, those who have been deceived. There's no new interpretation of this deen. There's no new interpretation. And this comes about because of a weakness of Iman of the people. This comes about because of a weakness of Iman. The people don't understand and say that they're Muslim. They rather just blend in. In some cases, I can't be angry. I can't be upset. Because I can stand up here and say things that some of the brothers can't get up here and say. What are they going to send me to? What are they going to send me to? All right. What are they going to do with me? So I understand that. But by the same token, we have to stand firm on this deen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. We can't play with it. There's no wiggle room. We know what Tawheed is. There's a negation and an affirmation, just like there is in our Shahada. First of all, we have to say that there's no illa except Allah. Right? And then in Surah Al-Baqarah, in ayat number 256, right after ayat al-Kursi, Allah says, La ikraha fi din, qad tabayyana rushd min al-ghayy. وَمَن يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ فَقَدِ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى. Alright? He said there's no compulsion in the deen, and truth is clear from falsehood. First of all, we have to disbelieve in the Taghut, and then believe in Allah. The Taghut is everything that's worshipped besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any ideology, any message, anything that comes other than that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought us, we have to disbelieve in that. وَمَن يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ فَقَدِ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us a handhold which is firm and never break. But first of all, we have to empty out some of that old stuff. There's no illa except Allah. There's nothing to be worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no other deen to be lived except the deen of Islam. There's no other way to Al-Jannah except the path that the Prophet ﷺ showed us, and the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through Islam. This is the only way. And for the Muslims who challenge that, who come with that foolishness they have, subhanAllah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them. May He guide them. May He guide them to the Haqq, to the truth about Islam. But it's incumbent upon us, it's obligatory upon us, that we in the presence of that we speak against it. That we amar bil ma'ruf, nahy anil munkar. That we call to the good and forbid the evil. It's incumbent upon us. There's no way in the world we can sit silently and let some of these things happen. Part of the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was what he said, what he did, and what he sat by and let things happen in his presence. He was silent on. That meant he accepted that, he condoned that. That was his tacit approval. So we have to speak against these things, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna Allah wali al-salihin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin. Habibina wa nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'ahu bi ihsan ila yawm al-din. Ameen. Again, the ayah. ما جعل الله لرجل من قلبين في جوفه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not put two hearts in our chest. We're either going to be here or we're going to be there. We have to make a decision in our lives what we're going to do with this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if we don't do anything, don't think Islam is going to be defeated. It's not going to be defeated. Allah says, Islam was successful. The believers were successful. They were victorious. They will be victorious. Because if we don't do our job, it's not a problem. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will just move us out the way and bring somebody forward who will do it. And he'll protect this deen. He protected it with Abu Talib, a non-Muslim, with Ibn Adi. He protected the deen with the birds. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. He protected his deen with the birds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need us, man. He doesn't need us. Allah doesn't need us to be for Islam to be victorious. None of us did anything to come to this deen. It's only by the choice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are here. He chose to make us Muslim. He chose for the sperm cell that was you to get with the egg from your mother to bring forth you as a human being and then guide you to Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose that. We couldn't bribe. There was no under the table stuff. Allah brought us forth and He decreed through His perfect qadr that we be Muslim. Now whether we suit up and show up, that's on us. And if we don't, as I said, man, Islam is not going to suffer. Us coming to Islam didn't do anything. It didn't make Allah richer. It didn't make him any richer that we came to Islam, that I came to Islam, that I decided to leave dope behind. I decided to leave gambling behind and the streets behind and come to Islam. That didn't boost Islam any. That was a favor on me. And every one of us coming to Islam was a favor on us. So while we're here, what are we going to do? That's the question. While we're here, what are we going to do? Are we going to work? Those who believe. And that belief is manifested by works. By works. You can't sit back in a rocking chair and kick back and forth. I'm a believer. I got this. I got this. There's no get out of Jahannam cards. Go to Jannah straight. Come on, we got to work for this, man. And no matter how much work we put in, no matter how hard we grind to try to shine, it's all about whether Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept our efforts and bestow His mercy upon us to get us there. That's it, man. That's it. We ask us not to be Christian Muslims. You know, the Christians come to church on Sunday, they get all excited. And they go, oh man, preacher, he got down. What are you talking about? I don't know, but it felt good. We ask you not to be like that. No matter who's up on the minbar, inshallah, we ask you to take something with you. We ask you to take something from the Nasiha and the Maw'idah, the advice and the admonition. The thing is, we as Muslims, we need to get together, we need to band together, we need to stick together. That's it, man. Going back to the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, look at what made the Sahaba so great. They loved each other. They loved each other. They supported each other. And we ask you to do the same. It's within us, man. We got this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with His deen. He's blessed us with a chance for eternal salvation. He's blessed us with a chance to see His felicities in Al-Jannah. Come on, well, we can put forth a few dollars here and there. And love your brother, inshallah. So with that, there's a hadith of the Prophet where he says, Da' ma yuribaka, illa ma la yuribik. Leave off that you doubt, but that you don't doubt. Many of the people of knowledge say any talking during Jum'ah will break your Jum'ah. Okay? So if you feel that Ameen might break it or what have you, don't say it. Say it to yourself. Inshallah. I'm just saying, da ma yuribuka, ila ma la yuribuk. Leave up that you doubt, but that you don't doubt. You know? If we're going to shake the masjid with anything, let's shake what I mean. After Al-Fatiha. Inshallah. Allahumma kfir al-muqmineen wal-muqminat. موحدين وموحدات وإياهم منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. وقيموا الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر